And now to get some more insights, we're joined on the line by our current affairs commentator, Dr. Victor Gao from New York. It's great to have you on the show, Dr. Gao. Now, the Kaesong Industrial Park, as we mentioned, was one of the last remaining points of cooperation between the DPRK and South Korea. What does the shutdown mean for bilateral ties?
Well, I would say the shutdown of the industrial park is just one of the chapters in this ongoing saga involving the nuclear weapons testing as well as the launch vehicle testing by DPRK. I think this further adds to the tension and will cause further escalation on the Korean Peninsula. And right now there is no effective way of re-engaging with DPRK. It is in the middle of this euphoria about its launch of the so-called satellite, which is more or less the same thing as the launch vehicle for nuclear weapons going forward. And faced with the increasing international sanctions and the economic sanctions imposed by various other states and countries in the world, I think DPRK may be driven more and more into a tight corner, but this will make the situation on the Korean Peninsula more tense and more dangerous. So we need to be on full alert as to how the situation involving the nuclear weapon program and its launch vehicle program by DPRK will make a turn going forward. The stakes are increasing, and there is a direct threat to peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula and beyond in this part of the world.
Well, Dr. Gao, as you said, the stakes are really high now, and the U.S., Japan, and South Korea are imposing tougher sanctions on the DPRK. How will those moves affect the situation on the Korean Peninsula, where tensions are already high?
The sanctions are coming, and on the other hand, I would say any economic sanctions against DPRK will not take a full bite on the government in DPRK unless all the major stakeholders, including China, Russia, and the United States, and Japan and South Korea, for example, and as well as the international community, especially the United Nations Security Council, move onto the same page about the extent, the scope, the duration, as well as the severity of economic sanctions against DPRK. Otherwise, if all these major countries are not moved onto the same page, then you will have loopholes and in the sanctions system, and DPRK will manage to get away from it. And I think the urgent situation right now calls for full cooperation of all the major stakeholders.
Well, Dr. Victor Gao, speaking to us from New York, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.